Welcome to the Fitpreneurs, the show that will help you flex your business muscles so you can make more money and live the life you really want. No more complaining, whining, or being a wimp. It's time to pump up your fitness business and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. So no girly men or lazy ladies allowed. It's time for me to do some push-ups and turn things over to your host, Simon Lovell.
Hey, this is Simon and welcome to the latest episode of the Fitpreneurs. As always, make sure you head to iTunes and give us a review if you're enjoying the episodes. And don't forget to head to fitpreneurs.com. We've got loads of social media now happening with obviously Facebook Live, with lots of channels for you to be able to connect with us so that we can help you to grow your fitness business. Now, I'm super excited by this new series with the Fitpreneurs, which is now on the podcast called the Success Series. And this is where I am interviewing and connecting with six-figure trainers. I'm super excited to have Mr. Gary Robertson here. Welcome, Gary.
Hi,
And
Simon.
welcome to this special series. You know, the intention of this series, Gary, is to share with the listeners, the viewers who are watching, because obviously videoing this now, to share with them, you know, strategies and, you know, mindset, whatever it takes to get yourself to that next level, because there's so many trainers in the industry who are struggling. And maybe you can take us back to, you know, we're going to talk about the journey and the journey that you've been on, but let's wind back to before you were, you know, a personal trainer. What were you doing? What was your life like? And what was that kind of key turning point? And when you decided to make that decision to come into this industry?
Okay, cool. I'll try and give you the short version of this. But yeah, so basically after finishing school, I was undecided what I wanted to do, like most people. I wasn't overly academic, but I was passionate about, I like sport and exercise. I enjoyed working with people. So I kind of, you know, lost my way a little bit in around 17, 18 years of age. And I ended up working in Tesco's, stacking shelves. I was doing shifts in around my work hours and my study hours. And to be honest with you, I really wasn't sure where I was going to go. And everything kind of turned about basically by me actually starting to use the gym myself and physically starting to see a difference in my body. This allowed me to gain confidence. I lost a lot of confidence in my late teenage years when I started losing my hair. It had a massive impact on my life. But as soon as I started physically developing my body and feeling my fitness come up, everything started to change. My whole mindset changed towards myself and my goals. And it was the natural progression really to get into this industry.
Nice. So when did things for you start to progress in a big way, to start to shift towards the six figures? Because if we look at the majority of the industry on a certain type of income, and here's the thing, when we talk about becoming a six-figure trainer, I think it's very important to also frame the importance of impacting, changing as many lives as possible, because it's not just about the money. But here's the thing, when you change as many lives as you can, you're going to be able to get the lifestyle that you want. So where were some kind of key turning points for you where things started to really move at a different pace? Was it a change in mindset? Was it a change in a business strategy? Was it when you opened your location? When did things start to move at a different pace?
It was probably two things in particular. Number one was mindset. I was always successful doing personal training on a one-to-one basis. I always was able to get clients, get great results with clients, and I also had loads of clients coming looking, you know, referrals from other clients, and I never had a problem with leads coming through, but I was doing one-to-one personal training. And as you know, and I'm sure that other guys listening, I was doing 40, 50 hours a week, training people one-to-one. I was fatigued, I was tired, I was making good money, but there was so many other parts of my life that I was missing out on. I got married, I was looking to start a family, all these things were kind of coming on at one time, and I realized that something had to change. So a big shift for me was deciding to go into a semi-private business model. So I shifted from one-to-one into small group personal training, and the results were incredible. I was afraid that, at that point, I was afraid that maybe my results weren't going to be as good, and obviously people would maybe fall out, and also the reaction of my one-to-one clients would be like moving into semi-private. But guys, honestly, it was the best decision I ever made. I still speak to trainers on a daily basis who are saying they're still doing one-to-one, they're still struggling, they're still doing 40, 50 hours a week, no lifestyle, just fatigued all the time. But that was probably the biggest shift for me. Second shift for me was my mindset, deciding that I actually wanted to become a business owner as opposed to a trainer. And I started actually reading books on business as opposed to reading books on training people. And like physiology books and fitness books. I started to shift my mindset on the business, and that's where really I seen the big difference.
Yeah. What were some of the early mistakes that you made aside from the kind of, I would say it was a mistake in terms of the one-to-one, but more just the education that you had maybe when you were coached and trained by the training company. But what were some of the early mistakes where if you could look back now, you were like, Gary, do that because that's not working. Things maybe around client results, maybe like serving clients, how to, business things that you were like, oh, that's awkward. Maybe should have done that earlier.
Yeah, so the things that I used to offer as to my clients, which I at that point thought was really high level, and looking back now, there was so much more I could have done. No, I could have created much more of a wow factor with the stuff I was providing. I could have provided much more of an impact in their lives with regards to referring them to books. There's so many different things that I could say. At that point, I was delivering good results, and like most personal trainers, I was helping with their nutrition as well as obviously their training, and they were seeing big shifts in their body, hence why they were referring other clients and hence why they were getting results. But for me, probably I could have over-delivered, and over-deliver is something I really want to do. I want to try and over-deliver in everything that I do, whether it be an online program or people who are coming into the gym. Over-deliver on everything I did. And I probably could have over-delivered back then on, content. I didn't know so much on mindset back then, and mindset to me is huge. So all of the people I work with now, we incorporate some kind of mindset training into their programming. And that's probably something at that point they didn't actually know. So you could call it a mistake, or at that point they wasn't educated at the point where I knew the benefits of this. So that was definitely one thing.
How big is growing you as an individual being an impact in the business and your clients, would you say?
Huge. Until you find true happiness, and I'm not just saying this because it's said over and over and over again, but until you find true happiness from within and you're actually happy with yourself, it's very difficult to ever see success or to become successful because, even looking back before I started working with you, Simon, the gym was doing okay. It was financially successful. It was going well, but there was other aspects of my life that I needed to work on in my own personal headspace. And that's where I seen the massive benefits. And also with that, then it has been like a snowball effect in my business. Like literally, I've been able to develop a team, which I never had before. Before I was doing everything myself. I've been able to develop a team. And they actually are now running the gym almost now without me, so it's incredible.
Yeah. What have been some of the most fulfilling moments over the past 12, 24 months, would you say, for you in the business as you've grown it and the things that you've done now versus maybe before?
Yeah, there's been so many things, like within the business, obviously there's been constant growth. We're putting through over 150 people per week through personal training here. On a weekly basis, every single week. The results are incredible. We're changing and transforming lives. Before, whenever I was doing one-to-one, I was helping maybe 15, 20, 30 people max. We're helping like 140 people every week, and they're all seeing massive shifts in the results. It's incredible. On a personal level, I've had the birth of my second child, Tom, incredible. And also I've traveled the world. Like literally within the last 12 months, I've been to Bali, Buenos Aires, San Diego, New York. I've bought a new house, my dream house that I'm now living in, and I've had a baby. So it's been absolutely mental. So it has, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's your kind of definition of freedom? Because it's like when you came to me, it was kind of like you wanted to have more freedom with the family, and there's so many people who want to take time out, but they're restricted by the limitations of doing everything on their own. So how important is that to you? And what do you think are some of the limiting beliefs that many trainers are having around kind of really having freedom? Because freedom and transformation, these are words that are thrown around a lot, right? But for you, like, what are some of the distinctions on that, on freedom and how important it is?
So if we look at freedom, for me, freedom is being able to literally, if I want to, go somewhere on holiday with my family or take my family away, I've got the ability to do that. Before I couldn't have done that because I literally had to be in the gym 24/7. So now that I've got a team, I've got freedom with that. I've also got the freedom now that I've got the online program that no matter where I am in the world or whether I'm on holidays or in business or whatever it is, if I want to generate revenue or sales from that or help more people, I can do that from literally anywhere in the world.
What are some of the biggest things that you've learned, like useful, information that we can give the guys watching that have really helped the business grow over the past 12 months? Some things that you didn't already know.
Okay, well, first of all, I would say price. Okay, I undersold myself for probably 10 years.
Wow.
Yes, for 10 years, probably I was not really charging what I should have charged. Another thing would be, again, hugely impacted me is the fact that I've developed a team now. So I've got, basically what I have now is I have a lead trainer, I have a full-time admin, I have someone who's in charge of what I would call operations, which is basically the health, the safety aspect, the rotas, covering holidays, all that stuff. So over those three departments, the training, the operations, and the admin, everything's covered. And we have a weekly meeting, frees me up that I can do like the Mummy Makeover program. I can spend time with my family. I still spend 15 to 20 hours a week coaching because I enjoy that, but it's at a time that I want to do it.
Yeah. What was your first hire, your first key hire that changed everything? And you were like, oh my God, I wish I did that 5 years ago.
I would say lead trainer. Yeah. Taking responsibility from me, that I was actually giving my clients someone else a point of contact who was organizing scheduling appointments, who was organizing consultations, who was doing transformation sessions, basically, organizing the personal training, programming, everything. That was key for me. Okay. And that to me was hugely important. Also on top of that, admin obviously as well, because I find that type of stuff's not of no interest to me. I like to be kind of, taking action and making things happen. I have no interest really in the admin side of it. So that's why Nikki, who works for me, is absolutely incredible. Like literally she is a lifesaver. Without her, I would be pickled. So again, I have a weekly meeting with all of those leads to make sure everything's on track. So operations wise, the gym, the lead trainer, and also obviously admin.
Did you have to overcome fears around kind of letting go when it came to hiring people, or was it easy for you?
No, very difficult. So for me, my trainers or my clients were always my clients, and they came to the gym because I was the trainer, and it's probably the same in a lot of cases. So for me to move into a semi-private coaching model, which meant that my clients were working with other coaches, I had to make sure that the level of training, the level of coaching was at a high level, so that there was going to be no issue with regards to customer service or results, more importantly. So that was a big fear for me. So it was, but again, just from listening to you and listening to anybody else I ever spoke of, for you to develop your business, it has to be bigger than more so than you. And, Sky Fitness is the gym that I own is going to be here long term. And whether I'm here long term, is a different thing. So I wanted the business to stand alone.
Well, you talk about mindset, and I talk about mindset a lot and the importance of that. What specifically around mindset would you say shifted and got you a big growth? For me, it was, dropping, worrying what people thought of me. What was something for you that really catapulted you?
Well, for me, it's exactly the same. Worrying too much about what other people think. Probably for the first 10 years that I was in this industry, I see myself as being someone who delivered high quality training for people and got great results. But in the back of my hand, I was always doubting myself. I was doubting myself whether I was good enough, and whether I was a phony, like whether the results I were getting were like fluke. Even though it was consistently getting good results, I just had a doubt in the back of my head, and I also worried what other people thought. And it's really been, speaking to other people in my situations, working with yourself, reading books. Like the benefit I've had in the last 2 years from reading books has been incredible. The shift I've had in mindset. Yeah,
we'll come on to your favorite book at the end. I want to, you talked about traveling all over the world, and what I really love about your story is you've got a family. You've traveled, to my masterminds in, like you say, San Diego, Argentina, and what was the other one? Bali, and that's not your own personal holidays too, which you've had. I want to wind back to Bali because I want to start to talk about Mummy Makeover and this amazing, amazing new brand which you've created, which I'm super proud of. Let's talk about how all of that started, and then also maybe the mindset shifts that you've had and your beliefs around the online side. Because here's the thing, I know that there's a lot of trainers that want to go online. I also don't know that there's a lot of the trainers that are doing it for the wrong reasons, and it's at the wrong time because they just want to make some money. So let's wind back to Bali and maybe what are your thoughts around the online side of things? What specifically happened? Let's tell the story of how this all came out, and then tell us about Mummy Makeover and how everything is going, because I'm so pumped by this brand.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it too, and thank you so much for all your help with it. No, listen, like, this is something I'm really passionate about, and what you just said there about you have to be in it for the right reasons is so important. If I was doing this online program and I was looking to just generate a figure every month, it would never last. It would never last. Look, I want to try and impact and help as many mums as I can. The target's to help 2,000 mums within the next 24 months, and we're well on the way to that. But really the story kind of starts off literally in Bali literally the mastermind was incredible. It started out in nothing. It was a brainstorming session. We were thinking of online products. We'd been working on a mindset program, obviously with all of the guys in the mastermind. And then the next step was we were looking to start moving into creating our own program. And I juggled about with different kind of names. I knew the client base I was looking for because I was looking to work with females. I had literally just had a new baby born in May. This was August, so it was like 3 months after Tom was born. It was my second child, and I knew how it impact Julianne, my wife. So it really all just kind of fell into place. You know, I understood where she was at that point in time. You know, obviously with, you know, having a second baby, you're really limiting your time to get into the gym, to get workouts done. So I wanted to try and create a program and create a system and to give them basically provide a result to a problem that many mums have, which is getting their body back as soon as possible. So the Mummy Makeover kind of just came about literally in conversation. We're coming up with names, and I remember sitting on a scrap piece of paper, literally laying on the floor. I think it might be a picture of it actually.
There's a picture of it, yeah.
Yeah, I remember laying on the floor and with my pen, I was just writing down, just brain dumping everything in my head, trying to come up with names, trying to come up with, you know, ways to create a program. And then literally it just happened. And the story really started before the even program had went live and I started creating a program. I think I had maybe 6 or 7 people signed up before I left Bali Airport, which was incredible, you know, and we had fun with it. But, you know, looking back now, those 6 or 7 people who came into that program at that point, they're still founding members of my program. They're still part of my program. They're a huge part of my program because, you know, I appreciate the fact that they took the jump and obviously took the chance in this program, and it's been hugely successful for them. And I know that new people coming into the program, they really feed off the other people who've been in the program and the founding members. So it's just it's an incredible program. I'm so pumped for it. I'm really looking forward to the next 12 months.
Yeah, and you generated like 15 to 20K before even the website came out, correct?
Yeah, the website's due to go live literally in the next 10 days. We've already generated £15,000 from the program.
Yeah, awesome. And what's your view for, you know, what's your goal for Mummy Makeover moving forward with the, you know, the community? And let's talk about that actually, community, and how important that is, you know, for trainers watching. It's not just about the hours that you're training people, is it? It's all about building a community, which is why Mummy Makeover is, you know, really growing at the pace it is. Yeah.
So, well, everybody, depending on what your niche is, but for my niche, the mums, they need support. So many mums are they're either maternity leave, perhaps maybe they're finished maternity leave and they're back to work. They've got very limited time, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure, a lot of alone time as well, especially if you're on maternity leave. So a community is hugely important. And if you're part of something bigger than yourself and you're doing it from home, it's very positive. It's very empowering. Like the interaction we have in our community in the Facebook group is it's outstanding.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible. So it is. They're very supportive from the girls who've been in the program from the start to the new girls coming in. Community is very important. Without community, literally, it's just a program. But once you can add that personal touch to it and you can have people literally opening up, not to give away any too much information, but literally I had one of my members, whenever I did the initial consultation, this never came up. We had the conversation about it. But at the weekend there, she posted a picture of her at a friend's wedding with her father, and then a picture of her in a dress, beautiful dress, and then a picture of her today in the same dress, which is 3 years later. She didn't go into too much detail, but something bad happened that day to a point where she was carrying her first child at the time and she almost lost the baby. I'm not sure what happened. She didn't go into too much detail. She's opening up to the whole group about this. It's incredible. She's putting a picture of her now back into that dress, which is 2 sizes smaller than she was before she started the program. And all the girls are supporting her. It's just incredible. It's a real positive place to be.
Just so the guys can go and look at the brand, where's the Mummy Makeover page, or how can they reach it? Website?
Yeah, so you can check it out on www.themummymakeover.co.uk, or you can also check out the Facebook page.
Yeah, and I want to talk about something which is key, what I really like about you is wanting to invest in yourself. And we'll talk about coaching and stuff in a moment, which is a key, but I want to talk about Mummy Makeover, because what I really love about you is that you wanted to make a proper brand. And I see the common mistake around people wanting to skimp and not invest in making something high quality. How important was that to you, and how much of a key decision do you think it's been?
I'll not go into figures, but I invested a lot of money in the brand. The branding for me, first of all, coming up with the name was key. We did that. The name's perfect. But the name standalone isn't really enough without obviously the colors, without again, something that's going to allow the community to attach to it. So the brand was so important. So I really did. I looked around. I contacted 3 different companies. I asked them to put each company to put 3 tests together so I could check them out. I went with one company in particular, which happened to be the most expensive company, but in my opinion was providing the best service. And there was 2. They provided me with 2 final brands to look at, and I picked one. I actually tested it. I tested it on the current members in the program. I tested it on all the people who had been shown interest in the program, and basically the people who come into my gym, all the females, the mums, to see what they thought, and they chose the one that I didn't choose.
And this is an important point, which is for guys serving a female market, it's very important to poll or ask questions for your audience, because we're like, oh, we really like this one. But if the audience doesn't like it, then it's not going to resonate. And the difference in quality and also that key decision of 2 different brands could be hundreds of thousands, even millions potentially.
Yeah, so the brand I really personally liked was actually the one I didn't choose. So I went with the one that all of the majority of the mums had chosen. And see, now looking back, it was such the right decision. It's incredible. I mean, the brand, Simon, it's just amazing. So even under the umbrella of the Mummy Makeover, I've created 2 new programs. I have the Optimum program. I have the graduate program. Even the Optimum program, it's just real smart. It's slick. It's got its own brand as well. It's just really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's talk about your view on the importance of coaching and mentorship when it comes to business, because a lot of trainers utilize, getting more skills in the technical side and becoming a good trainer. What was the impact of you of the coaching and mentorship for you in a business owner?
Simple, really simple. For probably 3-4 years, I went to seminars all over. Went to the Perform Better seminars in America, in the UK here seminars, and the one thing kept coming back was, if you're looking to develop your business, you have to have a coach. I heard it probably 2-3 years in a row, and I was just like, right, I need to take action on this. The difference is made to me on my life, not just within the business, but my life is just incredible. I've literally went from playing in 3rd gear to going into 6th gear. Literally, I feel so much more confident. The weight that I had on my shoulders about worrying what other people thought, whether and whether you're good enough, all these questions that are hanging over you. Since I've started working with you, Simon, in particular, it's really, really helped hugely. It's business-wise, my business has grown. As I said, before I started working with you, my business was financially successful. My business went to another level. I've created an online program. I've improved my relationship with my wife and my family, more importantly, because all of a sudden I'm no longer working 50, 60-hour weeks. I've now got a balance. I've got a freedom. I've got a passion for life. No, I'm just really excited. And without the coaching, guys, without the coaching, it just wouldn't happen. I'd have been doing exactly the same thing as probably 90% of the trainers out there in the UK now.
Yeah. Do you know what warms my heart is that moment in Bali where it was your birthday and we played the video. Why don't you tell the guys about that?
Yeah, so my first mastermind, I'd literally joined the mastermind and the Platinum Mastermind, and I was heading to Bali literally like 3-4 weeks after I joined up, which is incredible. I was very nervous about going over, to be honest with you, because I remember you saying about obviously you're doing the video and stuff, and I'd never done any of that before. So it was a huge, again, that's taking myself completely out of my comfort zone. That was a big, big fear of mine. But since that now, like video for me now is no problem, second nature, don't mind it. But I remember sitting down, it was my birthday when I was away, and obviously Tom was only like 3 months old, so it was a big decision to go. But I knew I was going to get so much from it, and obviously it's been proven right. But I remember sitting down for dinner that evening. We were all sitting around having fun, eating something, and then the next thing was the birthday cake come out, which was lovely. And then Julianne, my wife, had sent, with corresponding with Simon, had sent over a short video message from her and the two boys, just wishing me a happy birthday, and obviously that they were missing me and stuff. And it like literally, it was heart melting. So I thank you so much.
Yeah. You brought something up, which I just want to, before we wrap up, which is video. How important has that been with the business and also you developing that skill? Because I see a lot of people avoiding it, and it's in my opinion, it's a skill that has to be developed to grow, especially an online business.
Yeah. So whenever I first started video, I struggled. Again, I doubted myself. If you want to be successful in fitness going forward, social media is so important. We all know that now. I mean, you only have to like literally, like whenever we check to see where our leads are coming from, like 99% of the people are coming from Facebook, and that's just true. The Mummy Makeover especially has been incredible, the response I've got from video content. If you want to be successful going forward, you have to do video. So you have to take yourself out of your comfort zone. If it's something you don't like doing, you have to get better at it. It's like anything, it's a skill you have to develop, and you just have to pursue it. Don't give up. For me personally, looking back whenever I was in Bali, I really struggled with the whole, other people being around me who had done it previously. I'm thinking that I wasn't good enough. But since I came back from Bali, I remember the last day in Bali when doing the film with Sam. I remember Sam saying, "Gary, listen, this is so much better than day one. Like literally, you've got this now. Whenever you go home, keep at it." And I've done that. I've done it consistently. The live feed on Facebook is sensational. Like, I mean, the response I'm getting from that's incredible. So again, I wouldn't have done that 18 months ago. I wouldn't have done 12 months ago. So I've already really nailed that. But again, for anybody out there who wants to develop their business, you have to get comfortable in front of the camera. You have to.
What would you say are like 3 business skills which you have developed, which have been key? Is video one of them? Is email marketing? What would you say are the top 3 for you that have had an impact in the business?
I would say probably video would definitely be number 1. I've really noticed the impact videos had. It's been incredible. And I would also say Facebook marketing.
Yep.
So Facebook, being able to use Facebook properly, actually, understanding how to reach out to people, grab their attention, and then obviously lead them into your business. And also, to be honest with you, I would say probably going back to it again, probably the being able to actually understand that it's not about me. The business is bigger than me. So generating a team, having a team to do the work, making them feel part of something. Like they have to be part of the community as well, not just your members. Your gym must be built from your members, from your staff out. And I'm very lucky here at Sky Fitness that we've got an incredible team, and they're all very passionate, and they all follow the same kind of ethos with regards to training.
Yeah, perfect. Just wrapping up, what's your favorite quote and also a book that you could recommend to the guys to continue that education?
Okay, so first of all, quote-wise, I actually have the Walt Disney one here. So it's all our dreams can come true if we can have the courage to pursue them. That is so true. My big fear was failure. So whenever I first reached out to you, Simon, I was fearing that, up until this point, I'd done everything myself. So I was working with you. I was like, well, I have no excuses now. I'm going to get all the information, all of the content, the coaching I need now. It's why I feared failure even at that point, as you know, whenever we first spoke. So for me, you have to take action, take yourself out of your comfort zone. If you want something, you attack it. It will happen for you. It may not happen straight away. If you make mistakes, you learn and you move on. But for me, that quote is something I have in the office here as well. So just on that, actually something really powerful. Again, I'm sure some of you guys probably do this, but the vision board thing I have in my office here is so important for me. Every morning I walk in, I see the things that are happening over the next 12 months. And most people do it on a 12-monthly basis. I do it quarterly. So I have a quarterly vision board with 3 things on that are really important.
Yeah. And your favorite book?
Book-wise, there's been so many. I can give you 2. Probably one of the first books I read when I first started working with you was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari.
Oh, nice.
Love that book, Robin Sharma. And also Grant Cardone's 10X.
Right. Always good to get a bit of motivation. Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, thank you very much, Gary. It's been awesome content. I know the guys have been at huge value. Check out Mummy Makeover. Any other links or ways that they can contact you, anything like that?
Anybody wants to reach out, they can obviously contact me via the Mummy Makeover page. There's no problem at all. Or reach out to me personally on my own Facebook page, Gary Robertson. Certainly reach out. No problem at all.
Cool. Thank you, Gary. Guys, if you want to head to iTunes, we'd love to rate the episode, obviously 5 stars. Also, head to fitpreneurs.com and check out the webinar where I go through the process and I teach the structure around the importance of bringing in semi-private and also mindset. So check out that 6-figure trainer webinar. Also, you can get a copy of the book. And thank you, Gary. It's been awesome. I know that the Mummy Makeover is going to do amazing things, especially when you start to get out to more and more people, not just online, but I think it's going to transition fantastically offline too. So super excited by all the transformations that you're going to help people with. Guys, we will see you on another episode of the Fitpreneurs. Take it easy. From myself and Gary, take it easy.
Guys, thanks for the killer episode. Listen, if you want to take your fitness business to the next level, eliminate your competition, create ultimate freedom, buy new houses, cars, which could blow up, travel the world, or open your own gym where you can lift really heavy weights, then head to www.thefitpreneurs.com/free call for details on how to apply for your free accelerator call. Until the next episode, hasta la vista, Fit Pros.